Welcome to Squirrel Tail. In today's video, I'm going to be testing the accuracy of the LeMat Revolver. I've always wondered with the shotgun barrel how accurate and how effective would this actually be. Now, there's two parts to the question. One part of that is the accuracy. The other aspect of it is the terminal ballistics part of it. I'm going to be able to answer the accuracy part today, and I am thinking of different ways of answering the terminal ballistics. But that will be something I do in the future. I'm thinking of various techniques that I could try. If anyone has a suggestion, let me know. But the accuracy is pretty easy. I have a piece of newspaper that's about the size of a torso. It's a hair smaller than my torso, and the average Civil War soldier was a hair smaller than me, so it's a pretty good representation. And I'm going to start at 10 feet, and I'm going to go out to where I can get 2 hits in a row. So I'm going to, if it's staying a bunch of pellets, I'm going to keep moving, but if I get to the point where I'm only getting 1 hit, I'll take a second shot at that distance. If the second shot puts more hits on it, I will go further. If I don't get another hit, I'm going to say that's the max, essentially the max range. So it's wherever I can get a pellet on the paper 2 shots in a row is what I'm going to call the max range. But I should end up with some papers that we can look at and discuss later on. So let's start shooting. So this is what I'm using to pattern this piece of paper. So for loading, it loads like most muzzleloading shotguns do. I'm going to put a charge of black powder. In the measure. And then I have a fiber wad. Now, it has this little loading tool that it works, but it's kind of short. I find this little dowel rod works good because I know the wad's against the powder. And then I'm going to count out 7 buckshot. This is 319 balls that I'm using. I'll be honest, I had trouble finding information on original load data. So this is what I'm going with. So, and then on top, I'm just going to put another fiber wad. I don't like doing that, but. So now the gun's loaded, ready to cap. I'm now going to pattern. I'm at a hair over 10 feet. This would be very close distance. I'm gonna put my ears on. So, LeMat Revolver, 10 feet, pattern test. Fire in the hole. So let's go check it out. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 buckshot on the paper that I'm seeing. That's kind of surprising because I loaded 7. This one I can benefit from the back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's 6. And now I'm shooting at 20 yards, or 20 feet. I keep saying yards. Now 10, all of them were on. Okay. So my pattern went considerably bigger. So it's at 20 feet. I got 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. So I might have pulled right a little bit, which that could have been me, but I still got 3 on the pattern, and it's a little low. But if you actually measure, I think all of these would still fit on that paper. So from side to side, you're at 10 inches. And height, you're at 12. Corner to corner, you're at 14. I don't know if you guys can see that, but if my aim would have been a little truer, all of those pellets still would have been on target. So I'm now moving on to 30 feet. 10 yards, 30 feet. This is 3 times the original distance. I'm going to aim a little bit higher on the target. So this is LeMat 30 feet shotgun barrel. I'm personally wondering if this will be it for being effective. Well, there's still holes on the paper. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, that's still over half the shot at 30 feet, 10 yards, is on a torso-sized target. LeMat Revolver, shotgun, 40 feet. Okay. This is kind of interesting. So we still have one pellet on the torso. But if I come over here, that one was already there. I have two here. I have one that's a bear miss, and one up here. I'm gonna take it out to 50 feet and kind of see what happens there. So this is Buckshot, LeMat Revolver, 50 feet. So a pretty good distance for a pistol shot. Okay, so hey, we still got 2 hits. I mean, you see right there and there. I mean, that's still gonna severely wound. There's one right on the edge of the target, which that very well might have been a hit. LeMat Revolver, Buckshot, 20 yards. Hey, there's one hit. Oh, there's 2 hits. So I have 2 hits on the paper out of 7. I mean, there and there. I'm for fun gonna repeat this. See if we get any more hits, but that's still 2 hits at 20 yards. I'll repeat this. So this is second shot, 20 yards, 60 feet. LeMat Revolver. So before I had 2-1. So I got 1 hit. So I did still get a hit, and that one's fresh air, so that's pretty close. So I still got a pellet, on it. I think I'm going to take it back 10 more yards. That would be 70 feet. Maybe I'll take it back to 15. And that'll be 25 yards. See if I can get any pellets on target at 25 yards. This is LeMat Revolver Buckshot load. 25 yards. This, I'll be honest, would be a difficult shot with a standard pistol. Let's see if the Buckshot would do it. One hit. And then there's one right here. So that is 1 hit. And again, one right here. I'm gonna do it twice. I guess if I can get a pellet on it twice, I'm gonna have to go back farther. This is 25 yards. Second blast. LeMat Revolver. Buckshot. Okay. I noticed a couple down low. I think that's about it. I want to try one. I'm wondering if the shot's now not all dropping low. So I'm going to aim at the top of the target, see if I can get any more on it. So this is LeMat Revolver, Buckshot, aiming high. .25 yards. I had the one hit here. There's one up here, which is actually kind of where I was aiming. An extra one here. But, I mean, at this point, I don't think you can say you're reliably hitting. So I'm gonna say 20 yards. I mean, really, it's probably like 22 yards, but I'm gonna say 20 yards is the maximum effective distance, but you can probably make a pot shot at 25. So now that I'm back from the range, I want to take a better look at these. I've marked all the bullet holes in range, so we can kind of do a little better assessment than the in-range assessment I did. So I'm going to start looking at the 10-foot paper. Now if you look at that, there's two right next to each other, and I did confirm there's two round holes. Another one, another two here, another two here. So all 7 were within only about a 7-inch pattern. It's safe to say at 10 feet, this would have been pretty devastating. I mean, close range, you're putting a good chance you're putting what you're firing at down. I mean, easily. Which isn't surprising, that's real close, but, I mean, good to know. Now, I'm going to move on to 20 feet. Now, this is the actual target for 20 feet, but I believe my aim was low left, so there should actually be right now a photo I took of the target board circling all the circles for 20 feet. My aim was off. I should have taken a second shot, but even with my aim off, there was still 3 hits. And if you look at the photo you're looking at, you can see that if your aim's true, most of your pellets are going to impact your target at 20 feet. So that's kind of out to 20 feet. You're pretty much, as long as your aim is true, they're taking most of the pellets. Now let's move to 30 feet. So at 30 feet, you're starting to see a little bit more widespread dispersion. You can see we have 2 here, 2 up there. Now, that's still over half the pellets. I mean, if this was a silhouette, both your shoulders and 2 in like the gut, very painful. painful set of impacts. You're, probably not getting up out of that. So 30 feet, your opponent, if this is being used in a military sense, is probably going to be hurting pretty good. So now on to 40 feet. Now, if you've probably seen earlier in the video, I didn't think I was even going to get this far. 40 feet, that ain't the greatest. But still got 2 hits. I mean, I don't know how that's showing up right now, but that's still gonna be pretty bad. Then I went to 50 feet. And at 50 feet again, you're looking at 2 hits. So at this point, it's becoming fair. You might get lucky. The spread's getting pretty bad, but you're still hitting them with 1 or 2, maybe 3 pellets. Not as good as it is at 30 feet, but now, but yeah, 50 feet, still 2 impacts. Now, 20 yards. Now, this is 2 shots. So, these were the first 2 shots. And then I got that one was the second shots, I believe. The earlier video might prove me wrong, but that's what I believe happened. But anyway, regardless, I fired 2 times in a row. And I got a pellet 2 times in a row. So, in my opinion, you're still semi-reliably making hits. Now, and that's 60 feet. And now take 75 feet. I decided to move it out to 25 yards at that point because I was running out of pellets or buckshot. And I got 1 hit after 3 shots, so I fired 3 times, and I only got 1 pellet on target. So, at 75 feet, pretty unreliable. But at 60 feet, so 20 yards, you're still consistently getting a pellet on target. So that's what I would consider the maximum range, in my opinion, where one is theoretically making a hit on an opponent. Because, there's not a lot of accounts of the shotgun barrel being used. I've looked for it a little bit, but, it is something that I find interesting. Because I've always wondered, was this a gimmick? Was it actually useful, or was it just something they used to try to sell guns? Kind of the fascination of today is that. But I do, in my opinion, think at pistol ranges, this performed better than I thought. Now, one question that I'm sure a lot of you are asking is, at 20 yards, what kind of impact are you looking at? I can tell it went through the cardboard clean, but that's not that impressive. I am thinking of ways to assess that. For where I film, I'm kind of limited because I do most of my filming at a public range. I might see if I can find a place to film that's more flexible with targets, because I'm pretty much limited to paper targets and steel. I'm not like a lot of other YouTube channels where they can go take, oh, let's see, will this go through 15 paper plates or 15 ceramic plates, or how many watermelons will this rifle shoot through? Like, that stuff I really can't do because of the rules of the public range, which they have them for good reason, but that's why doing a test on ballistics is harder for me. I think it's safe to say, though, at any of these distance, I mean, they are going out there pretty darn quick. You're probably breaking skin and doing some damage. So at 30 feet, they're eating most of the pellets, so that's, where you can get over half, but you're still making hits. Consistent hits out to 20 yards. Beyond 20 yards, you're probably going to be getting lucky. So, I mean, that's my conclusion. 20 yards is the max range for this buckshot load. Now, I have thought of ways I could tighten up the load, and if I think of a good idea, I'll do this test again. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching, and have a good day.
Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe for more great content, and check out our Instagram page at @SquirrelTailShow.